Now we're just going to ask for any guidance in the third eye. So the question here comes back to the Earth Realm Collective that we checked in last time. So how the question, it's actually coming out as the question. How much do you trust yourself? What has come to light for you in your life and your life experiences that has challenged you to question your own ability to trust yourself? And if you have been able to evaluate your life and assess whether or not you can trust yourself over everything else that's happening in the world, then congratulations, you've earned yourself a shift in frequency and have activated a strand of DNA through that shift in frequency, which will allow for, if it hasn't already happened, the ability through your clair abilities to come to light, or one of your abilities to be strengthened, is what I'm saying. So if you have had the ability to sense other people's feelings, you might have switched on the ability to hear their feelings as well. So whatever your ability is that's been a little bit not what we talk about, well, in general, we do here talk about many things here, so will be amplified. And so I would like to hear in the comments if anybody has been tested in the last week or two with their ability to trust themselves. What has come up for you that has made you have to choose whether or not you can trust yourself, and what different choice have you made that has created a shift in your life in a different direction, essentially? And have you noticed any of your abilities or your senses heightened, or any activation of these not so talked about abilities? Your knowing, your instincts, they should have amplified, is what I'm getting through that shift. So congratulations if you were able to make a decision based off your own ability to trust in your choice and the direction that you need to go for your heart. Yeah, thank you. Well, that was different how that came out. Thank you. So is there anything that we can be keeping our eyes open for, or so what I'm hearing as well, so as far as the collective, the divine feminine and divine masculine collective goes, that trusting in self has allowed for the letting go of what no longer serves. And so if we have a look back at the last few weeks, we've had this message where trusting ourselves, letting go, which comes from the heart, that probably comes in from that heart as well, like that release of the heart. Trusting, that also relates back to the crown, trusting in making those decisions even when we haven't got the answers of how we're moving forward, trusting that we are being supported, even if it doesn't seem like it in Earth Realm. Just trusting our knowing, trusting that we are being guided. If we are making the choices from our heart, we are going to be guided, and holding that belief versus staying in situations that keep repeating the same hurts for all parties involved, and things getting expressed horribly and staying there out of fear. So essentially, we have been riding this wave out and being asked to trust ourselves and trust in the that we're being supported by the universe, by God, whoever you want to call it. There is no discrimination here. This is about energy. And moving with the flow of things, despite not being able to see where the hell we're going, but just trusting that if that's in the best interest of the heart, that's the path I need to take. Whew, okay, so congratulations for anyone there. And for incoming energies, do we have incoming energies then? If we've shifted that, what happens next? What comes in? More heightened senses, more self-realizations, more divine essence being expressed within this collective, and more balance, more divine connections coming into play. There's more divine connections coming into play. So when we remove those distortions, when we remove or shift from those spaces that were causing the distrust and the distortions, when we decide to move forward and trust ourselves, we automatically open up the divine pathways that allow for more of that divine essence, more of that self-love and compassion to come into ourselves. Therefore, what actually reflects back to us in Earth Realm is more divine connections, more high vibrational experiences, and more love for self, more self-awareness is what I'm being shown, more insights, more activation of divine codes. And so this is all available, and it's happening really, really quick at the moment. Everything's happening really quickly. And it seems like because naturally we've had a portal open in our crown amongst the whole Earth Realm collective, there was no getting away from that. Whether or not you run or like create more distortions, everything is amplified from that divine essence. So it is in our best interest, if we want the love for ourselves and others to be felt in the world, then we have to express that. We have to align our actions and our thoughts and our feels from that love, from that unconditional love, and express it, align ourselves and express it, and that will be amplified, which means manifestations and anything that is being given and received is going to be amplified. So just be very careful of what you are exchanging in the world, and if it is aligned with you, and when I say be careful, just be mindful of what you are putting into the world and receiving back, because whatever you put in is going to come back. So if you aren't doing things out of love and you aren't consciously doing things, you may just get a kick up the ass severely through the energetic resonance that you're putting out there and amplifying back to you, to show you your choices and how they are actually impacting the collective. Because all the things that you put into the world come back. And they come back to show you exactly what you're exchanging. So if you don't like something, if you don't like the way you're receiving something, or the way you're experiencing something, or the way you're feeling something, then have a look at how your actions are actually creating those same things that you don't like to feel or experience. How are you putting them in the world through your actions and thoughts, reactions and exchanges in general? Because they will come back through circumstances and feels and all of that sort of stuff. Not to hurt you, but to show you how you can create more balance in yourself once you become self-aware of what you're putting in the world. That was actually through the throat portal, that one, that information came. That was all about our expressions. And so feel like we have heightened senses, and that it's coming back to that if we haven't made those changes, to let go and to listen to our heart, things are going to get really hectic, like really hectic. So the things that you don't like in that situation, or things that you don't like in yourself that you're expressing into the world, is going to create hecticness, because we're having spikes in energy. And I can't stress this enough, and it's not to scare anyone, it's just to say, hey, look, like, really, can if you want to omit crisis in your life, and if you don't want to experience pain, or if you don't want to experience those yuck feelings, really take stock of what you're putting in the world, or what needs clearing out of you, so that you don't, because it might not come in the form of a circumstance, and it might not come in the form of anything except for a feeling that's replayed over and over throughout your lifetime that you're done with. And you don't need to feel anymore because you're not in that space. So if you need some assistance in shifting any of that energy and understanding how to transmute it, by all means, contact me. And I can assist there. All right. So that was kind of third eye, and that's going to help us come back into a state of balance once we become more self-aware of what we're actually giving out. And that comes back also to our standard, how we're treating ourselves. Because how we treat ourselves, oh, this was another thing. All right, so this was huge. In the last week, what has actually come through is the importance of aligning with our inner expression of self. And so embodying our truth. Now, it's one thing, and we all do this, and this was like hit home really massively for me last week, and like you'll notice that I haven't put any posts on or anything, because I've been processing. When I disappear, it means that I'm processing some energies, and I just need to sit in that space. So that's what's happening. If I'm ever MIA, that's what I've been doing. Now, in that process of shifting out density and moving through some of the energies that had sort of been blocking, or not blocking, but distorting certain views that I had, I was able to shift that and then gain the insight to self that said, hey, like, you've got all this inside of you, your inner expressions, and yes, you are expressing some of that into the world, but are you able to embody more self-expression and really let go of the things that aren't in alignment with that truth? So anything that's causing disruption, or for that inner peace to be disturbed, I had to really look at and go, well, that's making me question myself. That's making me doubt myself, or that's actually really making me quite angry knowing that's going on. And it's not necessarily mine to carry. So once I get rid of that energy, then I'm left with, well, do I really need it in my life? Like, what have I got it in my life for? And so letting go of those things that are in our life that don't match how we want to express ourselves and how we want to feel. And this is different to running away from ourself as well. If we've got things, there's a difference between unhooking from the things that are actually being projected onto us and aren't our things to carry, and going around in circles with them, or actually having to process things because those things on the outer world reality are showing us where we can improve ourselves or we need some healing because we are being triggered, and that might be relative to something else. So it's about being mindful and self-reflecting, but the embodiment of self comes when we can identify and shift the things that are in our outer reality that are creating inner reality turmoil and clogging up these energy centers. If we are exchanging energy and that energy that we are taking into us is not of a high vibration and we're having to continuously clear it out, by all means, keep doing it. I mean, a lot of us have done this and walked the earth around without even recognizing that we have energy centers to clear out, or have a hygiene process. People that are walking around all clogged up and they don't even know it, which keeps them held in these low vibrational realms, which was the point of that low vibrational agenda and how they've influenced people. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that when we don't clear out these centers and we continue to hook ourselves into or with through our energy exchanges with lower vibrational energy, we can sometimes get confused about if that is our energy or if it's not our energy, or whose energy is it, or like it just creates more distortions and more problems for us to try and sort through. So I'm getting tired of talking about this. So I'm just gonna say, clean out your energy centers. Clean out your energy centers, and you won't get so tired of expressing yourself. It won't be as tiring because you will understand and gain clarity of like what is important to express and what is important to embody and what is important to your life. And when you're done having things, connections, circumstances in your life that are going against the grain of what you're trying to achieve, it becomes a lot easier to let go of those things that you